Okay, so here we have the ambassadors that are preparing themselves for the trek. So we have a very nice path ahead, and this is the beginning, okay? This is the river. We can follow the river, guys, or go a different, more challenging trek, which is that one up there, up the hill. So we'll see. We have to still cross the fence and we'll decide what to do. To provide you with a glimpse of what it is like to be here, some birds chirping not far away. The wind is soft, but there is some. Now we're on a flat top of a hill, kind of, so the gravity is not pulling us down the hill but just stabilizing us. I can hear the ambassadors talking behind me somewhere, and the temperature is just right to walk. I feel the warmth of the sunrise, because in the shadow you can also feel the shadow, which is different from what we've been experiencing so far this summer, and I'm really grateful for that. And the smell, so you can smell, this is a pine tree forest that you can see, okay? And so the smell is obviously that of a pine tree, but it's very soft. It is not overwhelming. And so yeah, that it is more or less what I'm experiencing now, and it's been amazing so far, and I can't really wait to share this with you and what you have to tell us about your experience. See you later.
I had such an incredible time in Rioja yesterday. It was the first full day in this region, and it was just amazing. The nature was absolutely beautiful. We did a beautiful hike up a very steep mountain, so it was challenging to keep finding our footing. And Jose kept reminding us that, find your footing first. That was the thing that we played with, and then I just kept delighting in all of the little treasures that we found, and we wound up collecting feathers and rocks and lichen to gather for ourselves, but also to share with Denise, who couldn't join us. And it was really moving and inspiring to us to bring along these pieces that we found, and know that we would be sharing them with Denise and with the people that I share them with in my community back home, and to really consider ways that we can include other people in our journey. And I was reflecting on the fact that so often when I'm traveling, I'm taking pictures for myself, but also to be able to show people back home, like, oh, this is the place that I visited, and like pre-delight in that moment of sharing. And this idea of that we have for My Sacred Places, that we could pair up with people who cannot travel to that place, first seemed like an obstacle of like, you know, I don't want to be, it seemed like an obstacle to think, well, do we want to have workshops with then people joining through screen and have that digital, and that just didn't seem to fit. But the more we walked around and the more we kept thinking about Denise and others that we could share it with, the more it actually brought us a tremendous delight and pleasure. And it was almost as if I was already enjoying it for 2 or even more. And it just kept fueling our own pleasure and our own enjoyment of the space and the places in nature, to be considering ways that we can include other people. And it just had me feel more connected to myself, more connected to the group we walked with, more connected to Denise and people back home. And so that was truly, truly beautiful. So I really love the little treasures that I found along the way. Little pieces of the sacred places, so that I can keep that of a very tangible memory, and also show some of the collections or share some of the collections and send them to the people that are joining us later, who are unable to travel. And that just really was quite moving to me. So I'll make a short video in a second of the pieces that I gathered. They're just on the kitchen table, so it doesn't look like much yet, but I have ideas of how to make that into a more artistic configuration. But it was just such a pleasure and such a delight. And there were so many wonderful surprises along the way, and I'm not going to go into detail here for anybody who is yet to join to La Rioja, which I would highly recommend, because it is a truly magnificent place in nature, and I really felt the connection to myself and the place and the others, and it was a really moving and deeply fulfilling experience.